What is up, everybody? We're live for the PFL weigh-in recap. It's late, as you guys know, on vacation, out of town, but we're still making the shows happen. The shows don't stop just because we're out of town here. Appreciate everybody tuning in. We're talking about PFL 2021. It's Shields versus Elkin. Weirdest main event ever. They've switched this whole goddamn card around. You look at the card last week when I did the full card predictions, it's not even close to the same card. Matchup switch, left, right, upside down. But we're going to talk about every fight on the card. We're going to give our predictions. We'll talk about some of the bets. I'll be honest, by the way this card is looking, I'm expecting some really weird stuff to happen because with all the mix-ups, I just expect chaos tomorrow. So guys, make sure you smash that like button if you're just tuning in, and if you're watching live or on replay, I appreciate all you guys. Go on this video. Let's get 80 likes up in here for this weigh-in recap. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new here. Shout out to everybody watching live, watching on replay. I love you guys too. Shout out everyone watching this video. Subscribe, guys. Welcome to MMA Experts, and let's go through this full card for PFL. Some good action. I'm expecting some pretty good, expecting some pretty good fights, even though we've had straight chaos throughout the week on this card. You start from one, it becomes a completely different event. So let's work our way through. We'll start it off with the first fight of the night. It is Chris Wade versus Arman Opansov in this matchup here. Let's get the screen up and let's talk about this fight. Odds pretty close for this matchup. Chris Wade versus Arman Opansov. So Opansov on one side, southpaw, with actually some really good striking skills. Lots of lateral movement. He does mix up the stances too, so the striking skill set is definitely there. From kickboxing range, he's extremely good. And he is pretty damn explosive with his kicks. Has some flying knee knockouts in the resume. The guy's got some knees. He's dangerous. He's a dangerous fighter overall, is Omar Opansov. On the other side, you got the Long Island Killer, Chris Wade. Shout out to that savage nickname. He's an okay striker. The grappling is going to carry him here. Does have a questionable gas tank. He's not super impressive. Like, Chris Wade hasn't looked great. But in this matchup, I think his wrestling is going to be so substantial here. He's going to out-wrestle the hell out of Omar Opansov. As far as the weights go, 146, 144. Both guys are on weight for this matchup. For me, I still got to stick with my boy Chris Wade. I do think he is going to get it done, and I do think he does it. Probably looking at a grinding heavy, wrestling heavy unanimous decision. I can't promise you you're going to see any bit of entertainment in this fight, but you are going to see a dominant performance. Now let me pull up best fight odds because we need the updated odds. We got some props out. Unfortunately, we still don't have every damn prop out, but it is what it is. We're going to give you guys the best bets possible for this fight. So let's talk about this matchup once again. Arman Opansov, Chris Wade. We've talked about it earlier on in the week. If you watch, as I said, not a ton of props released. Opansov by decision. Fight goes the distance bet at -150 is good. When the prop drops tomorrow, because it will be tomorrow, at the plus money, I do think Chris Wade has value by a unanimous decision. So for me, to start off the night, we're going Chris Wade by a unanimous decision over Arman Opansov. But I will tell you guys, you might not see a good fight. You might see a snooze fest, a grinding, heavy Chris Wade unanimous decision. That is my prediction. That gets the card started off. Let's keep on moving. You got Shaymin Moraes and Jesse Stern in the next fight. This matchup is really interesting here because Shaymin Moraes is a pretty explosive and dynamic striker. He was originally supposed to fight Moffett, but as I said, they flipped this card upside down and all around. So we were dealing with what we're getting. Shaymin on one side, that Thai-style striking, mostly throwing power strikes, and has actually some serious power in the hooks. On the other side, you have Jesse Stern, a guy coming in. Not a ton known about the guy, to be 100% honest. Seems to be a generalist. Some decent footwork and not much of a knockout artist. Just one finish, but does have 5 wins by submission. Lost to Pat Sabatini fairly recently. In this matchup here, I will tell you this. The odds at the minus whatever significant amount for Shaymin Moraes, be intelligent and don't bet on this one. But I'm going knockout win, round number 2 for Shaymin Moraes. It definitely could go the other way. I feel like there's potential that it absolutely does. Shaymin could definitely lose this fight. It's one of those really weird matchups. It's a late notice switch. Both guys preparing for other fighters. Things could get really weird in this matchup. And I'm telling you, this PFL card is going to be weird. I'm going Shaymin Moraes, win by by knockout, but skip the bet on this one if you are looking to, let's say, not burn money, because hypothetically speaking, Jesse Stern could end up actually being really nasty and getting the win. Odds for this matchup, I don't even think any bet is really worth it. If you know something about Stern that I don't, sure, play whatever you feel like playing. Not a ton to see on the guy, and from what I have seen, he's an all right fighter, but I think Shaymin stylistically does match up fairly well, even though I think Moraes kind of on his way out of the game for sure. Fight goes the distance minus 190. I don't like any of it. Skip the bets. Be intelligent. I'm skipping the bets on this one. If you want to bet it, that is to your own discretion. For me, minus 25 favorite, Shaymin should get the win by knockout, but one of those fights where I do not recommend betting whatsoever. I think it is one of those fights where you could really be burnt here and end up really regretting throwing money down and saying, what the hell did I just do betting on Shaymin Moraes? This man, MMA experts, he predicted the win and it went the other way. Well, I'm telling you, don't bet it. Don't be stupid. Shaymin Moraes should win by knockout, but who really knows with this matchup? Late notice shift. Who knows how both fighters react? We're going Shaymin Moraes, but absolutely skip the bet. And as far as the weights, we have a slight miss on the side of Jesse Stern at 146.8. Not a big deal. 146.0. Not significant, but I still think Shaymin gets the win. Knockout victory, better striker of the two. Ahmed Aliyev in the next fight was Loik Radzibov. Honestly, Loik Radzibov had a good little thing going for him. Unfortunately, controversial loss to Martinez. Also lost to Natan. No shame there. Also a loss to Natan for Ahmed Aliyev. Big win in his last fight against Michael Odinstav. Another matchup very close, 55.6 for Aliyev, 56.0 for Loik Radzibov. Actually a fight that has been on the card all throughout. Loik on one side, runner-up in 2019. Pretty pressure-heavy grappling attack. And he is pretty physically strong and does have some pretty nice trips and body lock takedowns. On the other side, Ahmed Aliyev is a pretty solid striker. Does actually work a nice jab. Striking-wise, advantage Aliyev. Grappling-wise, I think the takedown defense of Aliyev is good enough to be pretty competitive in this matchup. He is pretty physically strong as well. Loik Radzibov, I think, is going to run into some trouble here. On the feet, Aliyev also has the reach advantage. I am going Ahmed Aliyev. He wins this fight, minus 200 favorite here, and I think he does it by a unanimous decision. On the ground, I think he's competitive. And on the feet, I think he is competitive as well. Let's see where the odds are lying here for this matchup. Minus 175 to plus 155. The odds have come closer. Fight goes the distance bet on this one is minus 185. Maybe if you want to play that. As I said, not a ton of props released. Tomorrow you guys will see. I like Ahmed Aliyev by decision. Maybe you prop that up. Maybe you don't. Depending on the plus money. If it's plus 200 or more, might have some value. But if not, I would probably lean you towards skipping the bet on this matchup unless you're betting maybe Aliyev straight at the minus 175. He should be a good enough bet, but Loik Radzibov is no easy test, and he is a guy that was a finalist in 2019, so you can't think this is an absolute lock. We're going Aliyev for the win, but Loik could absolutely give him trouble. Ahmed Aliyev, victory here. Decision win, I do believe, against Loik Radzibov. Tiger Paw. Strange nickname. Not a great nickname either. All right, let's keep on moving. Marcin Held, 155 versus Oliver AubinMercier, not just AubinMercier, the Canadian gangster. When did he have that? Did he always have that nickname? Or is that a new nickname? Well, he's fighting Marcin Held, and the nickname doesn't really matter here. You got a guy who was an alright UFC fighter, kind of a washout, but didn't necessarily fight bums. I mean, had some kind of difficult matchups, and they just didn't go his way, as Marcin had the same situation. Cut from the UFC. His last fight, though, huge upset over Natan Schultz. Really improved striking. His multi-punch combination punching, like, wow. Pretty fast, and he does box well from the inside. High volume fighter and very dangerous on the ground. On the other side, AubinMercier, decent with the striking. The ground is really where he shines. Physically pretty strong here. Also a southpaw, which on the feet maybe could be some issues, but Marcin Held has improved tenfold. He's the better fighter of the two stand-up. I do believe on the ground he has a better submission game, though I think Oliver AubinMercier may be physically stronger. Don't think that makes much of a difference here. I think that Marcin Held works towards a decision win, and I do think very interesting guy. Keep an eye on him going towards the playoffs. Odds not crazy in this fight, with one man in AubinMercier plus 115, Marcin Held minus 135, but it depends where you go because the odds are ranging around there. Minus 180 favorite, minus 180 is the likelihood a fight goes the distance. Fight doesn't go the distance, plus 140. Maybe some play there, but PFL is extremely late with the props, so we're giving you the best things we can. Might be some value on a sprinkle of Marcin held by a submission, but I am going to pick Marcin held by a decision at minus 135. I think he's an excellent parlay addition, and we will talk parlays towards the end of this video. But yeah, we're right in Marcin held. He should win this fight. As far as the weights, 155 for each of them. 0.6, 0.4, that really does not matter at all. And I think that we should be good on this money pick for our boy Marcin held. And I do really look forward to this matchup because I'm a big Marcin guy. I don't know if you guys are fans of Marcin held personally. I do think that his skill set is pretty high level and he's a fun guy to watch in PFL. Maybe makes a run towards that title here because if he wins this fight, he's going to be definitely somewhere in the top 4 as far as the PFL playoffs, I would assume. So going Marcin held to win this fight. Straight bet is solid. Maybe a submission prop bet as well. Keep on moving, though, because this card is all over the place. I don't even understand this card anymore. PFL is having some real shitty luck, how much they've had to adjust this card because it's not even the same card. Natan Schultz, dangerous on the ground. He's a 2019 champion. His striking's not all that good. He's a mediocre boxer, I would say. Likes that high guard stance to avoid the strikes. But, you know, when you keep those hands up high, you're still feeling the effects of the shots. And down the center, he's actually pretty hittable with straight punches. He does have some pretty good pressure when he gets on top, on the ground. Dangerous grappler. And his takedowns against the cage are extremely good. On the other side, I feel like Alex Martinez got really lucky against Oleg Radzibov. I kind of felt like he definitely lost that fight. He's a pretty athletic striker with some decent kicks. Overall, though, I'm not really all that impressed with him. He was gifted a victory. Extensive amateur background as well for Martinez, but Natan Schultz is going to shut him out. Dominant. 30-27 unanimous decision. It should not be close, and Natan Schultz should bounce back with an absolute vengeance here in this matchup. Plus 255 dog Martinez, minus 335 favorite Natan Schultz. Let's check it out. Let's see what props are available. Schultz wins by a decision, plus 100. That is shit. That is not even worth it. Bets on this fight, not loving. Maybe you put Schultz at minus 335 on the parlays. Don't see a ton of value on inside the distance for either guy. I think we're looking at 3 rounds, and I think we're looking at Natan Schultz winning a unanimous decision, maybe a submission. If the submission opens up at some good money, sprinkle it down. It'll be on fight day. I have a strong hatred towards when the props are not released till fight day because obviously it screws up when I'm trying to give you guys the best bets to potentially make. That's why we didn't do a best bets video for this card this week. It is what it is. We're doing the weigh-in recap. We're giving you guys the best picks we possibly can here, and I do think Natan Schultz money play by a decision. Maybe you want to bet that decision, but at plus 100 is not all that great, and if he wins in any other method, you ain't cashing, so maybe put some money down straight on Natan Schultz and maybe sprinkle that submission prop as well. Let's keep it moving, though, because this card is not a ton of fights. I mean, we're on the main card. It's a 4-fight main card. Brendan Lofne versus Tyler Diamond. Thankfully, this is a fight that's stapled on the card. Ignore the odds. The odds are kind of bullshit in this matchup because, honestly, Tyler Diamond's a damn hot prospect. He's a really skilled fighter on the rise, does have some pretty decent wrestling skills to go alongside improved striking. He likes to let the hands go from the close range, and he does chop down at the leg kicks. Still, though, he's a bit stiff, but his wrestling really improves his striking because with that threat, he lands more shots. If he didn't have the wrestling, obviously, his striking would be substantially worse. But with that wrestling threat, things do open up. Lofne is a really precise kickboxer, nasty with the low kicks, and I'd call him a pressure striker. But he likes to stay at the mid and long range. He'll pressure you, but to get inside just enough to land. And that's why he's very high level with the striking. This kid's a hot prospect. He's on the rise. Brendan Lofne should have been signed by the UFC. I don't know what they were looking for. They didn't sign Brendan Lofne, but he's making a name for himself over in PFL and might be on his way to earning 7 figures with that $1 million tournament. Brendan Lofne for the win. Knockout victory, 146, 145.6. The weigh-ins doesn't change my opinion on this fight. Seeing them face off doesn't change my opinion. Brendan Lofne is going to knock out Tyler Diamond, but you have to acknowledge Tyler Diamond is a difficult fight. I would say should be a good to go play, but the odds are just way too widespread for me to feel that supreme confidence. Fight goes a distance, minus 165. Diamond by a TKO, plus 1,400. Jeez. Lofne by a TKO, plus 250. You can find it at. For Lofne wins by a... for Diamond wins by a TKO is like plus 1,400. That's crazy. Tyler Diamond wins by a decision. What's Diamond by a decision? Because honestly, guys, if you're looking to play betting-wise, plus 435, it's okay. Diamond wins by a submission, plus 1245. It's not going to happen. I'll be honest with you. Don't even waste throwing your money down. Extremely unlikely we see Tyler Diamond win this fight by a submission. If he does, I think a decision. Maybe you want to play that decision prop bet for Diamond at the plus 435 money. If not, not a problem. I am going with Brendan Lofne to win this fight, knockout victory, and I do believe that he's going to do it in the third round. He's going to tire out Diamond and get a knockout on this first fight on the main card. Good card. Good card. Even though it's been a shit show as far as the luck here because the card has been flipped upside down and all around, still some really good matchups. Bobby Moffett versus Bubba Jenkins, the Wolfman. This fight, it did stay. It didn't change. Both fighters on weight. No issues on the scale. Moffett's a pretty fluid kickboxer with some really good head movement, and he has a lot of movement overall. He's moving kind of constantly throughout his fights. Does have some solid hooks when inside. On the side of Jenkins, though, clear-cut wrestling advantage. Southpaw has a really solid left cross. Could definitely land on the chin of Bobby Moffett. Coming off a win in the last fight. You see who he beat? Lance Palmer. That guy was probably on the way to winning this tournament. I mean, it's expected that he would win. Even probably still expected he's going to win. He won in 2019. He's a dominant force in PFL, but that doesn't matter here. Bubba Jenkins, Bobby Moffett. For me, I got to ride with a grind by Bubba Jenkins. Takedown after takedown, clinch after clinch. You might want to take a break and grab yourself a snack during this fight because I'm not going to lie to you. You might not love it. If you're not a fan of chain wrestling and grappling heavy fights, you might not be a fan of this matchup because I do believe Bobby Moffett is a kind of clearly better striker, but Bubba Jenkins, clearly better wrestler. And I don't think he has the ability on the ground grappling-wise to finish, but he has the wrestling to take down Bobby Moffett multiple times throughout this fight. I am going to win. Bobby Moffett, he's the favorite. He's a pretty high likelihood favorite. What are the odds for this fight? Let's see what the odds are here. Bubba Jenkins, minus 240. Bobby Moffett, plus 200. For Bubba Jenkins to win by a submission is plus 1155. He's not winning by a submission. That's extremely unlikely. Jenkins by a decision, minus 110. Props are unappealing as hell on this fight. Straight bet, kind of unappealing as well. Maybe Bubba Jenkins is a guy you play on your parlays. Maybe is not. We'll be talking about those parlays in just a moment. Got a little bit of fights left to talk about. But yeah, Bubba Jenkins to win this fight, I do think he wins the decision. That's the smart money. Smart money is on Bubba Jenkins by a decision here. Let's get to the co-main event, which it should be the co-main event. And if you guys haven't yet, smash that like button. Goal on this video, let's get 80 likes. So smash the hell out of the like button. Let's keep that algorithm pumping, whether watching on live or on replay. I love all you guys and appreciate you so much. And I will check about on that live chat. Those odds are wide, man. A decision for Diamond wouldn't be bad. Yeah, I don't know why they're so wide. No sirloin burgers tonight. No, sir, not tonight. Probably not for about a week, but you'll see me back with those sirloin burgers real soon. As soon as you see that background back to what it normally is, you'll be seeing those sirloin burgers being eaten up. Boxing is way better. You think boxing is way better? I think both are amazing sports. I love both. I'm a huge fan of both. And what is it? If I was Elkin, I'd go for the legs. Elkin better go for the legs. We'll talk about that fight in 1 minute. You love this channel? Hey, Luke Joe, shout out to you. I love boxing, man. Boxing's a great sport. We cover boxing here too. Normally cover the hell out of boxing. This week going to be difficult because I'm out of town, as you guys already know. But we're still making an effort to get the streams out to you guys and get you guys the information that you need and also the entertainment too. Clay Collard, Jolton Lutterbach. Listen, Clay Collard's going to knock Jolton Lutterbach out. Jolton Lutterbach is, I'm not going to say he's trash because he's not a bum, right? He's in PFL. He was on a good little streak. He's an all right fighter, right? He's not bad. Is he a bad fighter? No, he's absolutely not a bad fighter. He's decent. As far as the weights, though, dude can't make weight. The dude cannot make weight. Stern missed weight. Lutterbach missed weight. Come on, motherfucker, make some weight. I don't like seeing weight misses, but he's going to get fucked up. It's not going to be a close fight, and it is what it is. I got to tell it straight as I see it. Lutterbach fights tall. His chin is up high. He's got that karate-esque style. It ain't going to work against a guy with the boxing skills of Collard. It won't be close. Collard is going to beat the hell out of Jolton Lutterbach. I'll promise you that. Knockout win. Round number 1, he's going to put it on him. Collard's a really high-level striker. His MMA boxing is like the top you can be for MMA. 9-4-3 as a pro boxer. I mean, the guy's real in pro boxing, and he's beat some dudes he was not supposed to beat. And in MMA, his striking's way better. Solid low kicks, too. His hands are super fast. The combination punch is high level. Serious power in the hands. Fucked up Anthony Pettis. And if you mess with Pettis on the feet and outstrike him as bad as Clay Collard did, Jolton Luderback's not going to be an issue. He's a tall guy at 6 foot. But Collard's not a short guy at 5'11". The chin is up so high. He's got that long neck. He's getting knocked out. Knockout win, round number 1 for Clay Collard. Minus 250 favorite around. Let's see if those odds are actually still kind of correct because, you know, the odds are shifting all over the place. This card's a shit show, guys. So I will say, be cautious of the bets here because as we've seen, crazy things have happened with this whole card. Who the hell knows? We might see a night of straight upsets, and it's definitely possible with PFL's crazy action. I don't know what's going on with the prop bets. You don't have the co-main event prop bet. It is what it is. These betting sites are way off their game. They should honestly probably hit me up to create these odds because at this point, it's a shit show. But it's all good. We're going Clay Collard, knockout win. Fight is not going the distance. I don't think that's the bet worth it. It's got to be Clay Collard straight on the parlays or Clay Collard by a knockout if you're looking to do that prop when it drops, which will be tomorrow. Is what it is. Won't be live tomorrow for the fights. I am so disappointed I won't be, but I got a wedding to go to. Family comes first in this situation, but we're still delivering the predictions as we always do. Minus 230 favorite, Clay Collard. He should really beat the hell out of Jolton Luderback, and I look forward to seeing him be victorious here in his second outing in PFL. Come back to MMA after he beat up Pettis. Main event, the weirdest main event ever. Is a shit show main event. I don't care what anybody says, sure. Claressa Shields is an excellent boxer, but I want to see MMA fighters at the top. I hate seeing 3-6. What the fuck is that shit record? 3-6? That is the ugliest record of all time. No, it's really not the ugliest ever. But in a main event, that might be the ugliest main event record for a major organization ever in combat sports. I've never seen this. 3-6 versus 0-0-0. How's this fight going to go? Well, I said Elkin earlier in the week. I'll be honest. I looked at them facing off. I'm not super impressed by Elkin on the scales. She doesn't have this great physique. She doesn't look like she's like this great fighter by any means. I mean, Elkin kind of sucks. Like, she sucks. Like, I hate saying fighters suck, but when you're 3-6, I have to say you suck. You suck, but not in the way of, on the street. On the street, she'll fuck you up, but in the cage, come on now. She's terrible. 3-6. I said she might submit Claressa Shields. I'm like so on the fence here with this. I'm really debating how this fight is going to go. I'm torn because if Claressa Shields touches the chin one time, Elkin is going to lay down and she's not going to get back up. So how am I feeling about this fight? Let's do this. Let's pick Claressa Shields because I love Claressa Shields and I love the boxer crossing over. And honestly, I picked earlier on Elkin, but seeing her on the scales, I'm just not impressed. She don't look like a winner. She's not a winner. Claressa Shields is a winner. Elkin has quit in her. She's not a good fighter by any means. She's 3-6. She hasn't been consistent fighting. Her last fight was how long ago? 2 years and 4 months ago. She's getting knocked out in the first round, but there's value in the prop bet Elkin by submission. So play that. Claressa Shields should kill her, and it shouldn't be close, and it might even be a fixed fight. Guys, I will not be surprised if somebody said, hey, make sure our girl Claressa gets the W. I'm not saying fixed fights are common in MMA, but this would be the fight that it could be fixed. So be very cautious of that. I doubt that Elkin gets the win here. I did kind of feel like I was leaning her early. The more I saw of her, I just realized she is not a good fighter, and I have to be straight up with you guys. Don't bet her. Maybe sprinkle the submission prop, but it's already been sprinkled up, and it's plus 350. Shields by a knockout, minus 135. It's not good either. Shields wins by decision, no. Shields wins round 1. Let's see. Shield wins by knockout round 1 is not available. Man, the bets, man, they are just, I don't know, guys. The betting sites are just not delivering for PFL. They're not giving PFL the love on time. I hope they do in the future, but not this week. It is what it is. I'll guess what the odds will be for a Shields knockout round 1. You're looking at about plus 400-ish. Whether it's around that or not doesn't really matter. I think that we're going to see Shields knock her out in the first round, but sprinkle the Elkin win by submission to save your backside just in case it goes the other way. But Brittany Elkin is a terrible fighter, and she's 3-6. Like, I got to keep it 100. You're 3-6. You're not going to beat Claressa Shields. The more I saw of her, the less belief I had in her. Let's go Claressa knockout in probably a fake fight. The weirdest main event ever. This PFL card, like, I'm sorry, PFL, but you have officially become a bit of a joke. a bit of a joke. Not a complete joke because Claressa Shields is a damn good boxer. But in my opinion, why do I not have Clay Collard in the main event? Why do I not have the former freaking champions in the main event? Why do I see Claressa in the main event? It makes no sense. She should be the co-main event. I'm all for her being the co-main event. Make her the co-main event. Great. Co-main event it. But don't have her as the main event. It just doesn't make sense to me. I get it. Money grab. She's a fighter that brings eyes. She's a great boxer. At the end of the day, this is MMA and not boxing, and she has nothing as far as the MMA games go. Doesn't matter, though. I am going to ride with Claressa throughout this card. We got some interesting matchups. Honestly, looking forward to the card. Should be interesting. Make sure you guys smash that like button. We're not done yet here. I'm just checking up on this live chat to see what is popping. I appreciate the love in the live chat as well. Shout out to everybody who's tuning in live on replay too. Love you guys as well. As always, I always say it. Elkin might get cocky. Yeah, she absolutely might. She's got no skills on the feet. She's gonna get crushed. It's gonna be such a weird fight. She better shoot fast, and she is gonna shoot fast. For me, probably would tell you this. Don't bet the Shields Elkin fight unless you're betting props and you're betting intelligently, because honestly, it just seems like you might end up kicking yourself tomorrow after you see Shields get choked out, because it definitely could happen. I am going to do this. I'm going to do a couple of parlays. I will tell you this, guys. This is a weird-ass card. Weird stuff has been happening, and I don't want to see you guys lose money. And weird shit, I'm getting this weird vibe inside of me like, hey, guys, I'm not going to be live for the card, and I'm going to be at a wedding. So I will say, if this is a bad week, it could happen because I'm just feeling this weird-ass vibe. I don't know. I don't know why I'm feeling it. It could be 100% predictions. Every prediction might be right, but it might not. So I got to keep it 100 with everybody here. We lost the Moffett fight. He was a lock. We're losing everything. This card has flipped upside down and all around. It's a head-scratcher at this point. I realistically don't want to throw more money than I have to at this card, so I'm probably going to play it really, really safe here, and I'm going to go Natan and Clay Collard for the -116. I think that's actually a pretty decent parlay. Maybe you add in Marcin, maybe you don't, because he'd be a risk. That's a 3-fighter parlay that I think has some decent value. You want to add in Shields. You're feeling crazy. You believe in the legacy of the boxer, +375, sure. You can throw it down because the odds are pretty good. Those 4 picks could be a parlay. It's women's MMA, and that's super dangerous. Maybe you put Bubba Jenkins instead for +359. Moffett's not an easy fight. Overall, though, this is just a very strange card. Things have been stirred all around, and when I see weirdness, my gut tells me don't bet crazy. So 2-fighter parlays recommended. 3-fighter parlays maybe max. Overall, though, guys, very strange card, man. Very strange card. Super strange. Appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. But yeah, this card is super sus. Let's get this man to 3K subs. Absolutely, let's get us to 3K subs. So if you're just tuning in, subscribe to the channel, covering all things MMA here over at MMA Experts. Even when we're on vacation, does not matter. You guys know me. We go hard with the predictions. But yeah, this card is so weird. Unless you're playing like mild bets, please don't go crazy, guys. Bet responsibly. I love betting fights. I love talking the bets. I love telling you guys what to bet. But let's be very careful, because this is such a weird card. In the main event, you got a 3 and 6 fighter. As just said in the comments, like, that's strange. This card, I just have a very eerie feeling about this card, and I think a lot of you guys agree with me in the live chat. This is a weird card. When things change the week of the card, I really don't trust it. Like, I'm nervous. I wanted to place a couple bets on this card, but I'm really debating. I'll see tomorrow. Maybe I have a couple of drinks and I say, hey, let's throw something down. But as of right now, not playing anything at the moment. Not playing anything just yet. Do want to talk about some basic MMA news. I do think there was something I really wanted to report on, but I don't know if I can find it. Oh, yeah, totally off subject of PFL, but did you guys see George St. Pierre? They made a statue of him, and it looks just like Barack Obama. It's probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen. That's actually really hilarious how they messed that one up. Also, we got Bellator. I am going to do my absolute best to give you guys that Bellator post-fight show, or excuse me, the post-weigh-in show. I will be at a wedding. If it comes out before the wedding, I will do my absolute best to come on here and live stream. Overall, some good action for PFL this week. Enjoy the card. Don't bet crazy. Collard, Schultz, probably the only ones I can bet on. Hey, Thomas Howard, I agree with you, my guy. I do really have to say that's probably the only things you should play. Never bet parlays, you believe? Hey, a couple parlays you can play, but don't go crazy with it, and especially on this card, guys. I have a very strange feeling about this card. Especially, won't be live for it. We won't be able to call it. I'll be trying my best to watch it live on my phone when I can, but I'll be out of town. I'm at a wedding. It is what it is. Guys, I appreciate everybody for tuning in to this live stream. It's a late night live. It's almost 1 a.m. by me. It's like 12:44. But honestly, you guys know me. I'm a late night guy. I love doing this late night stuff. You got to see that statue? Yo, look up the statue. Look on MMA Junkie and pull up the statue. I'm literally looking at it right now. It's pretty hilarious. Like, it looks kind of like George St. Pierre, but it also really looks like Barack Obama. It's pretty funny. That's actually hilarious how they messed it up. But it's still an honor. It's an absolute honor to get a statue made after you. I wish I could get a statue made after me. I mean, that would be a real sick thing. But I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. So the PFL card, probably betting wise, I would say minimal bets, guys. So do this: 2-fighter parlays, 3-fighter parlays max. Do the ones that I listed. Do not go crazy. You have some feelings on your own, sure, go for it. Please, guys, be careful. Do not bet crazy amounts of money on this card. Like, please, 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 because I'm telling you guys, it's a very weird card. Weird stuff happening all week for this card. I don't want to see you guys shit out of luck and end up losing money. But yeah, it does look way too much like Obama, right? It's hilarious. They really messed up George. But guys, smash that like button. As I said, goal on this live stream, we are going for 80 likes. Appreciate all my people for tuning in live. Appreciate all of you for tuning in on replay as well. Love all you guys. Thank all of you so much. I will see you guys very soon. We'll try my best to live stream tomorrow. I can promise you this. We will have a UFC weigh-in recap on Friday. So if tomorrow the Bellator weigh-in recap doesn't happen, we will have the UFC weigh-in recap Friday. And I will, in that video at the very end, also talk about some of the best bets you can make with that Bellator card. So make sure you guys tune into that on Friday. And as I said, I'm going live for the pay-per-view this Saturday. We're going to make it happen. Thank you all so much. Smash the like button. 80 likes on this video. Thank everybody for tuning in. Love you guys. Follow my social media if you guys are interested. Post a lot of live updates on there. I'll let you guys know if I'm going live or not. So social media, definitely the place to go. And hey, thank you for calling me the GOAT, man. You guys are all the GOATs. You're here, the MMA Experts family. I love all you guys. What's a good name, man? I think the Flat Cap Fanatics might be it, because you guys know I love that flat cap. But shout out everybody in the live chat. Shout out everybody watching on replay. Smash that like button. Let's get 80 likes on this video. That's it for me, guys. I got to get to bed. Good night, everybody. And I will see you all in the next video.